Good morning, students. So today we are going to discuss topic male reproductive system. In our previous lecture, we were discussing about scrotum, a muscular pouch in which testes are or pair of testes is present. So today we would discuss about testis and its structure. So here you can see, as we have studied in our previous lecture, that testis is covered by two different layers. One is tunica albuginea, inner layer is tunica albuginea, and outer covering of tunica albuginea or outer layer is known as tunica vaginalis. And I have mentioned about the function of both of these layers. This tunica albuginea is a protective in nature, and this tunica vaginalis secretes a lubricant which allows a free movement of testis inside the scrotum. So this tunica albuginea, actually its enfoldings, here you can see this is tunica albuginea, and enfolding of tunica albuginea forms a kind of septum, and this septum is known as testicular septum. These are the testicular septum. These are nothing but the enfolding of tunica albuginea layer. So tunica albuginea layer enfolds inside and forms a testicular septum. These testicular septums actually they form compartments or lobules inside the testis. Here you can see this is tunica albuginea, and these are testicular septums enfolding of this tunica albuginea, and they are forming compartments 1, 2 and 3 and so on. Just to show, here only 3 and 4 I have drawn. So just to show you that the enfolding of the enfolding of tunica albuginea which form testicular septum, they do form different compartments inside the testis, and inside this compartment these coiled structures are present. These coiled structures are known as seminiferous tubules. Seminiferous tubules. Actually, these compartments are 200 to 300 in number, testicular septums enfolding of tunica albuginea, and they are 200 to 300 in number. That means there are around 2 to 300 compartments inside the testis, and in each compartment there are 1 to 3 seminiferous tubules are present. 1 to 3 seminiferous tubules are present within one compartment. Okay, and these seminiferous tubules are responsible for sperm formation or male gamete or reproductive cells. So what I told you, that these seminiferous tubules which are present in this compartment formed by testicular septum, which are the enfoldings of tunica albuginea. Okay, so these coiled like structures known as seminiferous tubules, which are 1 to 3 in number in each compartment, they do form sperms or male gametes or reproductive cells. Okay, and here you can see these coiled structures, they straight up after some time, they get straightened. देखिए यहाँ पे थोड़े स्ट्रेट हो गए हैं, यहाँ पे ये कॉइल है, these are coiled here, there are देखिए straight, यहाँ पे थोड़े से स्ट्रेट हो जाएंगे, and these coiled structures later on modified into a, you can say, a linear straight structure known as rete testis, a network of linear structures. ये देखिए, here you can see a linear network known as rete testis. Actually, this rete testis receives sperms from seminiferous tubules. जैसे मान लीजिए यहाँ पे sperm बने इन areas में inside the seminiferous tubule. When these sperms are formed, they will be transferred to this network, this linear network known as rete testis, and from this rete testis, these sperms are transferred to the epididymis, accessory gland, to the epididymis. Here is the location of epididymis, and we would discuss about this accessory gland in the next lecture. So these sperms, when transferred from the seminiferous tubule to this linear structure known as rete testis, then they transferred to vasa efferentia. Again, a network, vasa efferentia, actually a network which receives the secretions of seminiferous tubule right from rete testis. Okay, this vasa efferentia actually connects testis or testicular secretions and epididymis. Okay, this vasa efferentia actually receives the secretions from rete testis. This rete testis receives secretions of male gamete, or you can say sperm, from seminiferous tubule, and these secretions transfer to the epididymis. Okay, or means you can say outside the testis. So this vasa efferentia actually connects testicular secretions to the epididymis. So it is all about the structure of testis, inner layer, tunica albugina. The infoldings of tunica albugina is testicular septum. There are 2 to 300 different compartments formed by this testicular septum. Outer layer is tunica vaginalis, and this secretes a lubricant to allow movement of testis inside the scrotum. Okay, and this vasa efferentia receives testicular secretions from rete testis in order to transfer outside the testis. Okay. Okay, actually if we cut a section from here, then what do we observe? अगर हम यहाँ से सेक्शन काटेंगे इसका सेमिनिफेरस ट्यूब्यूल का, ये एरिया हम अगर काट लिया हमने, दिस होल सेक्शन अगर हम इसको काटते हैं तो हमें क्या चीजें दिखेगी और क्या क्या सेल्स हमें ऑब्जर्व होंगे यहाँ से. Here you can see section of testis. हमने ये सेक्शन काटा है, इस सेक्शन को हमने काट के देखा. यहाँ देखिए, here you can see these are seminiferous tubules. ये चीज, ये देखिए. So these are seminiferous tubules, and then the first epidermal layer here is the germinal epithelial layer. This is germinal epithelial layer, and here you are seeing two different types of cells in this germinal epithelial cells. So actually this germinal epithelial layer does have two different types of cells. One is cuboidal germ cell. These are cuboidal germ cells, and here you can see pyramid shaped. These pyramid shaped Sertoli or nurse cells. So what I said, inside the seminiferous tubule there is the layer known as germinal epithelial layer, and this germinal epithelial layer has two different types of cells. One cell is cuboidal in shape and known as germ cell, and one is pyramid in shape known as Sertoli or nurse cell. And what is their function? These cuboidal germ cell actually the site of spermatogenesis. Do remember, these cuboidal germ cells are the site of spermatogenesis. That means in these cells, in these cuboidal germ cells, meiosis or meiotic division occurs in order to form sperms or male gametes. Okay, तो यहाँ आपने क्या सीखा कि among this germinal epithelial layer there are two different types of cells. One is cuboidal cuboidal germ cells. They are responsible for performing spermatogenesis, that means formation of sperms, and these pyramid shaped nurse or Sertoli cells, they are meant for providing the nourishment to the sperm cell. Okay, that's why they are known as nurse cell. Nurse means they provide nourishment to the sperm cell. Okay, clear? So in this epithelial layer, two types of cell: cuboidal germ cell, spermatogenesis and sperms, and pyramid shaped nurse or Sertoli cell provide nourishment to the sperm cells. Okay, and here you can see this cavity. This cavity is known as, this cavity is made of interstitial connective tissue. This cavity is made of interstitial connective tissue, and inside this interstitial connective tissue there are some cell masses, irregular cell masses. Here you can see irregular cell masses within this interstitial connective tissue. These cell masses are known as Leydig or interstitial cell masses. Leydig or interstitial cell masses. Why interstitial? Because they are present inside the interstitial connective tissue. So they are known as, these cell masses are known as Leydig or interstitial cell masses, and these Leydig cells are responsible of secreting male sex hormone, that is testosterone. Okay, so here you can see everything about testis, its different structures, mainly seminiferous tubule present inside the compartment made by infolding of Tunica albugina, and this seminiferous tubule send their secretion via rated testis to the vasa efferentia, then outside the testis. If we cut a section from here, we see different cellular structures within this seminiferous tubule. What do we observe? We observe a germinal epithelial layer made of two different types of cells: cuboidal germ cell, which are responsible for spermatogenesis or to form sperms or male gametes, and these pyramid shaped Sertoli or nurse cells, which are responsible for providing nourishment to the sperm cell. And inside this interstitial connective tissue there is a irregular cell mass is present. These cell mass or these cells are known as Leydig cells or interstitial cells, and they are responsible for forming or secreting male sex hormone, that is testosterone. So it's all about testis and section of testis. In the next lecture, we will discuss more about male reproductive system. Thank you.